Thanks for stopping by the Being Beautifully Honest podcast and channel. Thanks for being here, being subbed. If you're not, hit the button. And if you're listening on YouTube, hit the like. It's like walking in the room and hitting that light switch. Let's brighten up the place and get into the real of reality TV.
Talk to me nice, talk to me honestly. Look in my eyes, don't let it fall on me. Say you a good guy, make me believe it. Don't wanna hear it, I wanna see it. See how rewind, when we rewind, feel so nice.
What is up, guys? So look, most of us already know that this season of The Real Housewives of Atlanta, Porsha, she's just not having the season that she thought she was going to have when she came out and did that little video IG announcement saying who said Porsha Williams is returning to The Real Housewives of Atlanta, but Porsha Gorbadia is in the building. Well, yeah, it looks like Angela Oakley is in the building, and she definitely has not been holding anything back. And I absolutely love that. I love that for her because she, honestly, I could have seen her being on The Real Housewives of Atlanta from the first season. She really is giving me OG vibes. She really is. But she was on the Dish Nation, and she had a little bit of stuff to get off of her chest about Porsha, and yeah, let's go ahead and get into it.
Her to say that.
I mean, that's what whores do.
Oh,
That was a sniper shot. Like, yo, like,
but, so
what did she meant it though?
what is your thought process to come to that statement?
I just, that's the immediate reaction. I don't care who says it,
Okay.
right? If anyone says that, I'm like, wait a minute, that's whorish activities.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, seriously, that is not normal. That's not regular. Who says, I will F your husband, their husband, somebody's husband, anybody's husband? Like, who just comes out of their mouth and says that? Especially this chick right here, who has done that.
So that was my immediate reaction. And I know she said she was inebriated and she was just having fun, but I don't have fun like that with my friends.
That's not fun activity. Who does stuff like that and says stuff like that for fun? Well, girl, calm down. Could you imagine if you're married? And like, seriously, if you're married, I know I've been married for 26 years. I could not imagine if somebody I knew or did not know like that, I heard them say, she better pipe down, I'll F her husband. Like, that is not normal activity. It's not fun. It's not a kiki. And Porsha, she's so full of crap. When she talked about it, she said, well, she shouldn't have been listening. That's not, oh my God, I can't even believe I said that. I must have been really tore up. So, like, who says stuff like that? This chick does.
I didn't like it.
So when you go home, what was the combo like with Charles?
He went off. She don't know me. Keep my name out your mouth. All of that, because he didn't deserve that.
Right.
He didn't deserve for, first of all, he's not accessible. And for her to say that, it's as though, anybody can do it. It was just disrespectful to him. And he's really big on respect.
Okay. I'm asking out of pure ignorance here, so forgive me. But what did she mean by she better stop? Or like, what was the better stop in reference?
I don't know. The only thing I heard with my own ears was I should fuck Charles. I didn't hear, anything before that or after that, because I was putting on my clothes going downstairs too.
You see this comment on the screen that they're showing. It says, "You go, girl. Portia wasn't playing."
Like front there. Yeah, it's my husband. I don't play those games. I honor my husband, my marriage, my house. I'm a woman first, but my family is right behind me.
So Portia's just really ridiculous, guys. I love, like, just off the cuff, they asked her, like, what did you think when she said that? And just like immediately, that's what whores do. And that's exactly what a whore would do, because it's just like, that's not normal activity. Even if you're drunk, even if you're playing, like, who does that? Anyway, guys, So it was reported that Kenya's hair spa was closed, and she responded to the rumors of it. And so somebody was talking about the hair spa being closed. I believe it actually was on one of the news outlets, maybe like US Sun or something like that. And they were saying that the hair spa was closed. So she's responding to it. And she said, very reckless to regurgitate a false story. We are open and servicing clients when we are open. Book today. And then she put up the Style Seat link. She said, I'm a proud self-made Black woman with multiple businesses since I was 17. Stop playing in my face. Listen, I'm glad to hear that the business is still open. Obviously, it's very beautiful. And I really don't wish her anything but success, because she is, like she said, she's a Black woman. She has a daughter. She has been through a lot with her relationship. And I mean, it seems like she was going through the divorce. Well, not seems like, she did. She went through a divorce longer than she was married. And so she's got a lot going on. I feel bad for her that she made that decision to give Britt that attention at her business function, because I don't even think it was really a grand opening, because it had already been open. And you know, whatever you think about Bravo's decision, you may agree with it, you may disagree with it. I actually am of the opinion that maybe they should have let her continue to film, but not maybe film with Britt and also be at the reunion, because there have been people that have done, you know, I don't even want to judge it or like give it a scale of 1 to 10 on who's done worse, Kenya or this other person. But like I said before, Monique beat Candace's ass and they allowed her to continue to film. And she was at the reunion. She just was not filming with Candace anymore. And that was violence. And Monique actually said, I'm going to KILL her, although I don't believe she was actually going to do that, because that's what people do in the heat of the moment in fights or assaults, because that was an assault. It wasn't a fight. But I'm just saying, they maybe are like, I don't know, because that happened in the past and because it was some legal ramifications, they couldn't do it. I don't know, but I was just saying what my opinion is of the situation. I believe Kenya was wrong in what she did. I don't believe Britt is a perfect victim, but also, unfortunately, Kenya is not perfect in her character either, because of things that she's done in the past too. So unfortunately, she, being a woman, a mature woman, a mother, and all that stuff, she made a terrible, poor decision. But that doesn't mean that I wish her business failed. I don't believe she deserves that either. But I do believe the business is struggling. But honestly, her business isn't unlike other businesses, especially in the beauty industry as well, because especially when you're not, I don't know how the laws are in Georgia, but when you have to rely on staff, it's hard. These days it's tougher. And a lot of people, they don't want to work with, with or for other businesses anymore. They want to have their own. And even if they come in for a little while, then, they're trying to take from your business and leave and go, child, it's a lot. So I really hope that things work out for her. But she's shutting down the rumors and saying the spa is not closed. But speaking of the door being closed, Mia seems to be on this tour of hoping that she's going to get a peach on the Real Housewives of Atlanta for the next season, because she's living in Atlanta now, and now she's on the new TGIF, which is Carlos King, Claudia Jordan, and this guy, Dustin Ross, I think his name is. But anyway, she was on the new TGIF, and she's talking about how things didn't go as planned on the Real Housewives of Potomac because of her husband. I believe she's still married to Gordon, right? Let's see what she had to say.
I was already in an expired space, right? I knew that I was like filming the season and everything that went down in the kitchen and everything, and how the narrative of what was being followed in the story that, everybody wanted to see, that wasn't the story that I wanted the world to see. I wanted the world to see my reality, and it wasn't real. It was a moment where Gordon decides to flip the script on everybody, and then we have to follow the flip of the script, right? And I said, no, just be normal, be real. And so for me as a mother and as a wife, I mean, I've been a wife for 12 years. Could you imagine being scrutinized for something that you've done so well in? You know what I mean? For a platform to say, no, that's not interesting, but this is. Let's play on this man's mental health since he wants to flip the script and he want to be mad. Okay, so that's it. And I'm like, but that's not my reality. That's not how I live my life. That's not how I parent my children. So while you guys think it's amazing to have ratings, what about my real life? You know what I mean? So I'm here to do reality TV. And I think it's more interesting to see Gordon and E kikiing because the two of them together is actually really funny. I was already in an expired. When he decided to do the TMZ interview, I had to take the blame as well because when they called and said, hey, we want to pop these cameras back up, can we come into your house? My first answer was no. But then I had this commitment of, but he really did do the interview, Mia. This is what's really going on with him right now. So, and then also too, I know that it would have,
Do you see Claudia's face? She's looking like, what the hell is she even talking about right now?
It contributes to the bottom line, right? So I go, okay, you guys can come back. So I have to take fault in that as well. Like I'll take full accountability. I was, we allowed the cameras to come back into our home after we were finished wrapping. In hindsight, I wish that was a poor decision on my part because I feel like now I'm better equipped on how to handle him as he's aging and going through this health crisis. Like I'm better equipped now. So
don't sit and talk to us about him going through a health crisis while you're sleeping with another dude and flaunting him in his face. Like, don't give me that. I just cannot stand her talking about that because I'm not even going to go into. Oh my God, yeah, that pisses me off. You don't love that man, girl. Get out of here.
Oh, I would have said no. Like, there's no way I would ever allow that to happen. I'm very protective over him right now because I understand that he has also in therapy vocalized that the cameras are triggering for him.
She is full of it. I don't even want to play any more of this because Mia really is a liar. She's saying in this post, being called a liar by people who don't know the full truth is painful, but I've learned not to internalize someone else's misunderstanding or projection. I know my truth. I stand on it. Time reveals everything. And she was talking about how she isn't blaming production for how things were being portrayed, but I feel like she's on this little social media tour of trying to redeem her image and then moving to Atlanta, hoping that she's going to be able to get on the Real Housewives of Atlanta because she's commented on that too. Because it's like the audacity of some of these people who get on these housewife shows or any of these shows. Because even like talking about Quad, even though I know she's been on the show since, like she says, from its conception, it's like the audacity of these people to feel that they deserve to continue to be on TV because they've been on a show. No, you don't deserve it. You don't deserve it. So she feels that because she moved to Atlanta and she's no longer in Potomac, that's going to open up a door for her to be able to be on the Real Housewives of Atlanta. And she's talking about how those chicks down there are more her speed. Yeah, now Porsha, Britt. Yeah, she would be in good company, but does she deserve to be on the show with them? It's crazy to me. Go and continue in therapy and get all the help you need with your husband while you continue to screw your boyfriend, not behind his back, but in his face and by his side. It's disgusting to me. I cannot stand people like this. Somebody said Gordon flipped the script because he didn't want to play your dirty game, Mia. Yes, absolutely. I'm just saying, do you think she's going to be able to get on the Real Housewives of Atlanta? I don't know, guys. I'm just not here for it. But I love the fact that Angela is like no holds barred when it comes to her feelings about Porsha, or honestly, anybody can get it. Anybody can get it. And I hope things do work out for Kenya and her business. Obviously, like she said, the rumors are not true. The spa is not closed. But I do believe she is struggling in the business. I do. I think some of it may have to do with, what happened, but also because of the economy. And it's hard out here right now for brick and mortar beauty businesses. I said before, I felt like she should have maybe just, if she wanted to have a brick and mortar space. It really should have maybe just been a space for selling her products. Like she has her products in distribution in Sally's and I think maybe another store. But it's just, and I think she also has it on Amazon too, or it's getting on Amazon. But the salon experience, it's a nice concept, but all in all, it is a hard business to run, especially when you're not licensed and you're not the one that is the main service provider and seeing the clients. And even if she says she's in there doing hair and stuff like that, that's noble. But I don't think that's when she opened this hair spa, that's what she envisioned. You can't tell me she envisioned being in there scrubbing people's scalps. I'm sorry. I just don't buy it. So do what you got to do to keep your business going. But I just believe that it definitely is struggling, but it isn't closed. And then also, I don't believe Mia deserves to get on the Real Housewives of Atlanta. Just like I don't believe Britt deserves to be on there. I don't believe that Porsha deserves to be on there anymore. It's like goodbye. With maybe they need to create another show, call it I don't know, side chicks. From housewives to side chicks or something like that. But guys, you let me know your thoughts in the comments. Thanks for being here, liking and subscribing. I'm Beth, just being beautifully honest. So until next time, I wanted to keep it brief, beautiful, and now I'm going to say bye.